While many people in Ontario have had a chance to see the royal family over the years, there can't be too many people who've seen them more than Tom Sandler. When there's a big event in Ontario, Sandler is the photographer extraordinaire who gets the call. And he joins us now to share some pictures and memories of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth and the new King, Charles III. Great to see you again,
Nice
Tommy.
to
How
be
you
here.
doing?
Thank you. Doing very well.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Let me start with a generic question. The royals, I mean, there's no one in the world who's been photographed more than them, right?
Probably
so when you're
not.
taking their pictures, what are you looking for?
Well, usually, they're here for a reason, so there's probably something going on where they're going to sign something or cut a ribbon. But you're looking for, I like to find reactions with people. Those are the spontaneous moments that have a lot of emotion to them and depth to them. So there's a lot going on, but you can really focus it down to some very specific things.
Are you always on the look for something like a mishap? Do you want to capture that?
Part of me does.
Yeah.
But the majority part of me says, don't do it, Tom, because I'm actually the official photographer. So I have to be behaving. I have to behave.
They wouldn't take kindly to something.
No, I don't think it would be asked back to the party if I did that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's look at a few of your pictures that you've taken over the years. And here is, Sheldon, let's go with number one right now. This is, I mean, that's her at her regal best there, right?
Yes.
Tell us the story behind this picture here, the Queen smiling.
I believe that was at, I'm not sure if that was at Pinewood Studios.
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Pinewood.
that was at Pinewood Studios, and that was during a very large reception. And it was a very nice moment of her. I like to take the high road with all the work that I do, and I find that the great energy is there, and it really reflected her energy and her kindness and her friendliness to people.
She really sparkles there, doesn't she?
Yeah, it was a really nice shot.
That was a real sparkling shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know how much she adored her husband, and you had numerous opportunities to take pictures of Elizabeth and Philip together.
Yes.
So let's do picture number two now, Sheldon. Okay, what's this one?
That was I believe that was the same day because she's wearing the same hat and same outfit, but that was at the Ledge at Queen's Park, and she was there for. It could have been the Ontario Service Awards for volunteering and for.
Although I see Premier Jason Kenney's in the background there. Now, mind you, he would have been a federal minister at that time. So.
Yes, that's true.
And look at the look on her face, Tom. She looks quite serious. Yes,
well,
that's the word.
they run a gambit of emotions and expressions, and when they have to be serious, they get very serious.
Right.
And when it's lightened up and it's more personal, the guards come down and it's a whole different ballgame.
How about him? He was sort of notoriously more.
Yeah,
what's the word
serious.
we're looking for here? I wasn't going to say serious. I was going to say, maybe a little less patience for difficult situations.
Yes, that's true. That's true. There was one instance, if I can tell the story, where
Please.
actually the Queen engaged me in a conversation because I had to do a very formal group shot at the Royal York Hotel, and she came over to me. Well, the bottom line was Buckingham Palace told me the rules were that I was only allowed to take 3 photos because there was another group shot done by another photographer, and the photographer kept shooting because they wanted more poses, and Prince Philip got a little annoyed, and he stood up and he walked out of the room. So
Really?
they were a little concerned that they didn't want that to happen again, and I certainly didn't want that to happen again. So you have to play by the rules. So they say you only get 3 shots, and you have to announce that you're only doing 3 shots. It's all very formal and very proper. So it's a little tense because you've got 30 people in a group shot, and what are the chances of somebody blinking and somebody not looking right? Even the Queen could blink. So, with 3 shots, it's tense. So I got it all set up. I made the announcement. I plugged in. It was a Hasselblad at the time in the days of film, and I had umbrellas all over the room. And I go, here's the first shot, and I hit the button, and the camera goes clunk, and the lights just kind of died. Nothing went off. The room stayed dark. So now I've got 2 shots left, and I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. So I got it going again, and I said, okay, here's the shot. So I click, it goes off, bang, everything happens. I did the 3rd shot, click, bang, it goes off. I got the shot. To my eyes, everything looked good. I didn't have digital. I couldn't look at it, so I was just praying everything was going to be looking good. Finished the shoot. I said, thank you very much. I get down off the ladder, and I look across the room, and I see the Queen gets up. And the Queen's, and I see her, it looks like she's walking towards me. So sure enough, she leaves everybody behind, all these big executives and VIPs that she's supposed to be meeting and greeting and talking to, and she's walking across the room to come over to me. And I'm going, okay, what's going on here? So she walks right up to me, and I said, hello, Your Majesty, how are you? She says, I'm fine. I said, is there something I can do for you? She says, well, I just want to tell you that your flash didn't go off on the first photo.
You don't say.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. And that was it. She actually really just came over to be friendly and to, be sincere, that she really thought I didn't know that there was an equipment problem.
What a lovely moment.
And it was really a lovely moment. And all of a sudden, it wasn't like I was talking to the Queen. It was just like I was talking to a good friend of mine, and she was just so delightful and so real. And it just left me just so happy that, I said, well, thank you very much.
I think the word you're looking for is kvelling. Yeah. I think you were kvelling.
Yes.
Okay, back to the pictures here. Here is the Queen at Ontario Place on the waterfront in Toronto. And
that was way back. I think that was around 2002 or 2004, one of her visits.
What little kid would not want to experience that?
Well, that's the moment that is every kid's dream. That's Jim Janeau in the back. He ran Ontario Place.
Oh yes.
I believe that's his granddaughter, and she brought her there, and that was just this beautiful moment. And you can see with Her Majesty that she really connects, and it's not just phony. She really actually enjoys people and meeting people, and she also has that air about her that she really is very dedicated to caring about what she does and who she is. Like she's on a higher mission, and it's just really quite nice to see.
You never did ask her when she came over to ask you about the photograph, what do you keep in that handbag, Your Majesty? You ever wonder that, what she kept in the handbag?
I don't know. It's probably a Colt 45.
I'm being ridiculous. No, I don't think so.
No.
Next picture. Here is another picture of Her Majesty. This was former Ontario Premier Dalton McGuinty. And, and what's with the shades here?
Well, that was a great moment. And she went to a tour at Pinewood Studios. And this was a tour of actually, she saw a performance of it was a ballet, and it was a performance. They were showing her about 3D technology in Ontario and how advanced we are. So at the end of the performance, they came over and they gave her a set of shades where they're actually 3D glasses, but they have the royal insignia on the side, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that would be a nice collector's item to have.
Now, presumably, the Queen would know ahead of time that she was going to get handed a pair of glasses and going to be photographed with those glasses on.
Yes.
And they would want to make sure that she didn't look ridiculous in those glasses.
Yeah. I thought that was a bit of a stretch, actually, because I was, but she's a good sport, and. She knows that it's for a good cause, and she knows it's going to help our technology and
a British company too, I guess, right? Pinewood Studios, the originals in England.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, the Queen is dead. Long live the King.
Yes.
Next shot, please, Sheldon. Here's the next one. This is Charles and Camilla, who, of course, were now. How long ago is this, do we figure?
That was also around, I think that was around 2004.
I was going to say, it's got to be 15 years ago anyway.
Yeah. And that was a tour of, they came here, and that was in Hamilton at Dundurn Castle.
Right.
And apparently, she has a great history there with her great-great-great-grandfather, I believe. And they went to see the old homestead. And that was near the end of the visit where they came out and waved to the crowd, and it was a very nice moment.
And again, when you're trying to capture a moment like that for the history books, what are you looking for?
Well, you just know when you have it in your crosshairs. For some reason, it's very much like, I used to call it Jedi photography, and because you could just know it, and you just know it. And I think that comes with a little bit of instincts, and but as you said before, everything is very choreographed. Like exactly. I have a book of their agendas, and it says at 12:37 they will meet blah blah blah. At 12:39 they will go to the balcony. At 12 and you.
But still, you could take 20 pictures of them, and their expressions could be kind of just off on all 20.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yes and no, because they're pretty well professionals at doing this, and they give you the moment.
They've done it before.
They hand it to you.
They know what they're doing. All right, here's this one. I think is just lovely. I mean, if this just doesn't sum up,
yes, that's very
the Queen and her people in some respects.
Yeah. Yeah, that was at Queen's Park also.
Harkening back to how much you saw her loving to be with people.
Yeah, yeah. It's really a warm situation with her, and she's very genuine, and she gives everybody as much time as she possibly can. I was with Prince Edward once, and we were a very tight schedule. We went to a veterans hospital, and he was supposed to leave, within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but he stayed for pretty well much an hour because he wouldn't leave until he spoke to everybody that was there. And he sat down with them and he shook hands with them. They all had stories to tell about the war and about their parents and about his parents. And it was a very genuine, event I found with him. And I found that the dedication to that with them was very deep and very, very real.
I don't know if you've been taking pictures professionally for 70 years, as she did her job for 70 years.
Yes.
But you might, You might.
Well,
you could keep
we'll
going
see.
for a long time.
Well, I think I'm about the halfway mark, actually.
What are you? You're probably into this, 40, 50 years by now?
No.
Professional photographer?
No, not that much. I started late in life, and I'm probably in my 30th year right now.
Oh, well, you got a long way to go. You got to live to 110 or 120 if you're going to catch up to her then.
I don't know if that's... I don't know if I should wish that.
Okay. You know what? It's great of you to come in and share some of your memories
Thank
of Her
you very
Majesty
much.
and your
Thank you.
pictures, which are, as you know, always so splendid.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Tom Sandler, photographer extraordinaire.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is made possible through generous philanthropic contributions from viewers like you. Thank you for supporting TVO's journalism.